fried chicken because Black people liking fried chicken and other foods is a stereotype that does not describe me.
I wrote this on this piece of paper because a lot of people underestimate me due to my race. I think that my achievements also helped me get into this school. I know that people say being Black is like a bonus, but to me it's not, especially since I get discriminated based on my race a lot. So, and a lot of people don't believe that I can do a lot of things that other races can do because of my race. I'm talked down on a lot, and it gets kind of annoying, but I just have to learn to deal with it. I don't want to be able to deal with it, but hopefully in the future I don't have to be underestimated because of race.
Growing up in Arizona, if you look brown, people think that you don't really have an education or you don't really care.
I guess when I was younger, or even now, people assume that in high school I play basketball a lot because I'm like taller than average height.
So I don't know if you can tell, but people sort of wonder like, what am I? And there's all these preconceived notions of like whether or not like Native Americans have reached like modernity, or like do we live in teepees, that kind of thing, which is definitely not the case. So I wrote about that my native language, I am Dene, which is Navajo from my mother's side, and our word for hi is not how. So hate to break it to you guys, but it is actually Yata'e. So in Dene, which means the people. So Native American culture is very, it's based upon a unity, and it just...
Stereotype would be like football players don't go to class or whatever, and so, I mean, this is just emblematic that I'm stressing that I'm a student first and foremost, and then sports comes second. This is secondary after that.
So I put down that I'm half Guyanese. Most people assume that I'm just white based on the color of my skin, but Guyanese is a huge part of who I am.
And so I just wanted to showcase that to people that I am, a smart individual. Just because I am Black does not necessarily mean that I have to play a sport in order to go into a good school. I actually got into a good school because of my education and the hard work that I did in high school.
Because I think that sometimes maybe being white, people think that we don't have the same problems as other people. And that's true, we don't all have the same problems. But by just ignoring some people and not others, we're not helping anyone at all.
So I wrote, I'm not an oppressed woman. There's a big misconception that Muslim women who wear the hijab are forced and are oppressed. But in most cases that's not the case. This was completely my choice. I actually just started wearing it 3 weeks ago, and I'm a 20-year-old woman, so I was by no means forced by my parents are back home in Tunisia, and this was my decision. I did it here on my own. And it really, it goes hand in hand with education and, women empowerment and the role of a woman in society.
I know I've had a lot of people assume that I'll talk a certain way or have certain thoughts that really don't fit with who I am based off of how I look. So I wanted to say that my hair color was a choice and has nothing to do with my IQ because of some of the assumptions people have made about me before I opened my mouth.
What I wrote, I wrote about being white and Cuban because I walk down the street and people automatically assume I'm Caucasian, and I'm very proudly Cuban. I was raised by a very strong Hispanic family, so it's kind of annoying for people to assume that I'm someone who doesn't have a strong sense of culture when that's all I grew up with. So
I wrote, "I am not a criminal." I'm back in California. I found myself being pulled over, and the first question is, "I'm not probation or parole, or whether there are drugs or paraphernalia in the car." I feel it's an unfair assumption to assume that I'm engaging in illegal activity when I have been pulled over with friends of a different race and they have not been treated the same. So.